Class is in session, and I'm here to teach you something that you should already know, but you probably don't because school should have taught it, but they probably didn't. So, we're talking about credit cards and your minimum payments and why you should never make a minimum payment on your credit card only. I know things are hard. It's difficult right now to put any extra money towards your balances, but if you don't, you're going to be stuck in a cycle of paying the same balance over and over and over. And you're going to end up paying like 5 to 20 times whatever you originally spent. So if you're not a math person, you're probably not going to enjoy this video, but I am going to try and speak slow and I'm going to put some examples on the screen so that you can follow along. If you don't learn anything from this video, it's because you don't want to learn anything from this video. Okay? My hope is that if it's too late for you, you pass it along to someone who hasn't maybe entered into their credit journey yet, and then they can learn something. And even then, moving forward, you can make different decisions to try and help you. I'm not an expert in anything financial, but I do know a little bit about it because I've taken the time to educate myself. And as you know, I like to pass along the knowledge that I have. I don't like to gatekeep. I'm going to speak in whole numbers just to keep it easy and give some examples. Okay. So you have a $5,000 credit card balance. Your interest rate is 20, which, side note, that's pretty low. That's a generous interest rate when it comes to credit cards. Credit cards are usually going to have a 23 to 28, sometimes upwards of 30% interest. That's another reason why you don't want to carry a balance. So you have a $5,000 credit card balance, your 20% interest rate. Your APR basically means that for the year, if you carry a balance, this is how much you're paying. So out of $5,000, another 1,000 is being added as interest because of your 20% APR. That 1,000 is then divided by 12 months, which is what your monthly interest rate is. And then they add an amount to make it your minimum payment. They're not going to add too much. They don't care about your minimum payment. They want their interest. So out of $83, your minimum payment is going to be $95. Let's just say, for example. What that means is that if you make your minimum payment of $95 every month, only $12 of that is going towards your actual $5,000 balance due, because 83 of that went straight to interest. So what you want to do is you want to pay as much over your interest amount as you possibly can. If you can pay it off, pay it off. I don't want to hear it. I don't care what anybody says. I don't believe in carrying a balance. Carrying a balance just means that you're paying interest on the same thing that you purchased 5 months ago. You're still paying it 5 months later. Pay it off as soon as you can. But this scenario is for people who cannot pay off their credit card. That's why you got a $5,000 balance. Okay. So let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to pay 130. That's perfect. That means that $47 out of your payment is going towards your $5,000 balance, not just 12. And yeah, you're paying more interest than you're paying towards your principal. That's how it works with credit cards, unless you make a significant payment. So you'd have to make a payment of about $166 a month in order to pay the same amount towards your principal that you're paying in interest, double the amount of your interest rate. The point I'm trying to make is that if you make a $95 payment, which is your minimum every single month, it's going to take you like 20 years to pay off that $5,000 balance because it's only $12 a month that you're putting towards your balance. Minimum payments are so damaging because, again, they don't care about your payment. They want their interest. That's where they're making their money. They want their interest on what the money that they let you borrow in the form of a credit card. So if you make your minimum payment, you're good. It's going to show that you are paying on time. It's going to show that you are not delinquent, which is perfect. It's going to show up great on your credit report that you are making your payment. What's not going to look great is that you're using $5,000 out of a $6,000 credit line. That's not, you're using over 90% of your credit limit, which is never something you want to do. You want to keep that as low as possible, again, and pay off your balances. Do not carry a balance. Again, point of this video, don't make only your minimum payments. You want to try and make as much over the minimum as you possibly can, because that's the only amount that is going towards your balance. Everything else is going towards interest. And if you pay interest, they'll take your interest for 30, 40 years. They will gladly take it. That's extra money in their pocket. So you want to try and get that paid off as soon as possible. So again, try to make over the minimum payment. If your minimum payment is 95, make 100. I know it's only $5 extra, but make any extra possible payment that you can. If you cannot afford it and it's not a necessity, don't put it on a credit card. Your best friend wants to go to New Orleans for their birthday and you don't have it, but you want to go turn up with them. You're going to put $3,000, $4,000 on a credit card. You're going to be stuck with that credit card payment, not your best friend. And you're going to want to keep up with your best friend when they're in New Orleans. So you're going to spend even more than you should. You're probably putting your wedding on a credit card. And you know what? Do what you want. I couldn't care less, but you got to think of these things. You don't want to go into your marriage. Probably already got student loan debt. You're probably already looking into buying a house and now you have credit card debt because you wanted to impress your friends and family. Do what you want to do. I don't care. Point is, try not to make your minimum payment only. Pay as much as you possibly can over that minimum payment to keep yourself out of credit card debt, or at least to get that bigger balance down sooner. Let me know what other topics you want me to talk about. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just trying to share knowledge on financial literacy because I feel like if we can all become a little bit more financially literate, things would start to improve because a lot of people do have extra money. It's just going towards stuff that they really don't need. I've been there. I'm not judging. I've been there. I'm just saying it's possible to not be getting paid $100,000 and still be able to function in society. So, all right, mi gente, thank you so much for watching today. Take care and God bless.